When I was a kid, there was a common sentiment among Christian conservatives that there was a war on Christmas. That liberals and the liberal media were trying to destroy Christmas so that the lovely white families couldn't enjoy their beautiful, beautiful Christmas morning. Oh no, you can't say Merry Christmas anymore. You have to say Happy Holidays. They are literally taking away our rights. I just think it's so funny that a company's decision to say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas in order to be more inclusive towards other holidays that are happening around this time turned into this insane conservative panic about how they're gonna kill every Christian who says Merry Christmas. But the Christmas when I was 15, I very specifically remember there being a man, a very upstanding Christian man who is sick of the bullshit, who went into Starbucks and found out that the Starbucks cup didn't say Merry Christmas on it anymore.
Hey guys, what's up? Josh Fairstein here. You know, I think in the age of political correctness, we become so open-minded, our brains have literally fallen out of our head. Do you realize that Starbucks wanted to take Christ and Christmas off of their brand new cups? That's why they're just plain red. In fact, do you realize that Starbucks isn't allowed to say Merry Christmas to customers? Well, I decided, instead of simply boycotting, well, why don't we just start a movement? So when I went in and I asked for my coffee, they asked for my name, and I told them my name is Merry Christmas. So guess what? Starbucks, I tricked you into putting Merry Christmas on your cup. And I'm challenging all great Americans and Christians around this great nation, go into Starbucks and take your own coffee selfie.
Oh shit, you got them. They had to write the Merry Christmas on the cup. It's so fucking stupid. How insecure do you have to be with your own self and with your own religion that the absence of something for your own religion means that they're trying to get rid of it? I genuinely think that these Christians actually thought they were going to be persecuted for saying Merry Christmas. And this act of rebellion is the bravest thing you could possibly ever do. Well, that was 2015. It's almost 10 years later in 2024, and the war on Christmas is still happening, I guess. I mean, if you watch Fox News, the war on Christmas is everywhere, and you have to be blind to miss it. But obviously, the war on Christmas doesn't exist. Just because I want to be kind and inclusive to other people doesn't mean I want to see Santa Claus get shot in the back of the head execution style because he was a rat for the mob. That just means that other holidays exist. If you're gonna get mad at me for saying Happy Holidays, then you should get mad at fucking Bing Crosby too. Like, this isn't a new thing. Now, you may be thinking, yeah, the war on Christmas is fake, it's not real, it's a dumb Christian conservative talking point. And you would be 100% right, except I believe that there actually is a war on Christmas happening, but it's in a completely different way than Christian conservatives see it. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about two big things that have already happened this Christmas season in the middle of November that I think are actively destroying the spirit of Christmas. Those being the AI Coke Christmas ad campaign and the new hit blockbuster film Red One. But first, what's up? My name is Connor McDowell and I'm currently campaigning to be People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for the year 2025. Fuck you, John Krasinski, I'm gonna get it this time. If you like this video or you think I should be nominated, just click subscribe. One subscribe equals one vote for me to be on the cover of People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive issue. So if you think I'm super duper sexy, or you think I'm funny or fucking stupid, whatever, just hit subscribe. You should also follow my letterbox for some more hot and sexy movie reviews, and also follow my Twitter because I'm one of the only sane people left on that platform. Alright, let's talk Coke. Every single year, Coca-Cola does a very specific Christmas campaign. They put Santa on the Coca-Cola bottles and cans, they release advertisements, some of which have planted themselves in my memory from when I was a child. But this year, they decided to do something completely different. They decided to use generative AI to create their entire ad campaign.
Why, oh, why is the Grinch so thick? He's got more cake than 10 St. Nick's, an ass so fat that it makes me sick. What in the world could he do with it?
Who the fuck thought this would be a good idea? It's like, this shit doesn't even look fucking real. You know what I mean? Like, that deer is just awful.
Every Christmas tree has one shitty ornament, one shitty ornament, one shitty ornament. Every Christmas tree has one shitty ornament. If you disagree, you're wrong. Bum, bum.
They include a lot of AI animals in this, and I think some of them are so fucking ironic because they AI generated a fucking polar bear. You know, the fucking animals that are going extinct because the environment is collapsing. So Coca-Cola decided it would be a good idea to AI generate a fucking polar bear, which is actively destroying the polar bear's environments. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, dude, why should we pay artists when we can actively destroy the environment? Look, Coca-Cola is no stranger to unethical business practices. In the United States, we have plastic bottles and aluminum cans. Aluminum cans you can recycle. Plastic is so fucking hard to recycle that most of it just ends up in landfills anyway. Putting aside the environmental costs, putting aside the not paying actors and artists, this just looks fucking ugly. Nothing in this ad looks real. Everything looks fucking fake and artificial. This might trick your grandmother or your mother, depending on how old they are. But if you thought that AI generating images of polar bears and other creatures of the earth was the greatest sin that this Coca-Cola ad campaign did, you would be dead fucking wrong, because they also put out another ad where they AI generated human beings.
The lights up on the tree just fill my soul with glee. Oh, I'm a little cock for Christmas.
You know how easy it is to find somebody and be like, hey, you want to be in a Coke ad and film it? You know how fucking easy that is? There's so many people that exist. But to save just a little bit of money on fucking Coca-Cola's bottom line, they decided, yeah, man, let's just AI generate an entire advertisement and AI generate the people within it. We have fucking AI generated goddamn Santa Claus. Santa Claus. Why are we AI generating Santa Claus? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh my god, wow, that's so cool. Look how cool the AI is. It can make realistic human beings. I don't know about you guys. There's nothing fucking realistic about this shit. This is scary. Horrifying, one might even say. Like, yes, they look like humans. They kind of look photorealistic, but there is no life behind those eyes. You can tell that these are creatures that do not exist in the real world. The computer interpretation of what a human being looks like. AI has progressed to a point where it's getting very hard to tell what is a real piece of artwork and what is AI generated. And that's kind of fucking horrifying, especially when you are AI generating human beings in your fucking Coca-Cola advertisement. Coca-Cola! If this doesn't prove that major corporations like Coca-Cola are trying to just push the average person down into a servile little freak that only consumes and consumes and consumes, I don't know what else will. This is freaky and scary. Now, the name of the AI software that they're using is called Real Magic. I believe it's Coca-Cola's own personal AI system, and they called it Real Magic. You know what would be real magic? If they stopped using forced prison labor. You know what would be real magic? If they took some of their like $80 fucking billion and reinvested it into social programs to actually help people. But this is the problem with corporations. They do not care about helping people. They care about making as much money as possible, which is why they created and developed their own AI software, called it Real Magic, and said fuck you to actual working class people. Now, if you think that's it for the Coca-Cola AI stuff, you're fucking wrong again, because they have an entire AI generated Santa that talks to you on their website and is begging you to create a Coca-Cola account where you type in your fucking phone number so they can steal your data. Get this, they are using AI to create Santa Claus, the man known for giving away free presents to children. They are using that AI to tell children, who are most likely the people that are using this software, to type in their personal information into the Coca-Cola website so that they can use that information in some sort of fucking phishing scheme. I'm assuming, for legal reasons, this is an assumption. But like, that just feels so fucking dystopian to me. It's like, oh, happy jolly Santa Claus is telling me to put in my information so I can AI generate a snow globe based off my favorite Christmas memory. I've never AI generated an image, and I'm not gonna fucking start now because Santa Claus is telling me to. But if this isn't a war on Christmas by major corporations backed by conservative leadership, then I don't fucking know what is. This article from NBC News says, many artists and creative professionals have pushed back against the use of AI in creative works, arguing that the technology may be used to replace human workers and that many AI models were trained on artists' work without proper compensation or credit. In a statement, a Coca-Cola spokesperson said, the Coca-Cola company has created a long history of capturing the magic of the holidays in content, film, events, and retail activations for decades around the globe. We are always exploring new ways to connect with consumers and experiment with different approaches. This year, we created films through a collaboration of human storytellers and the power of generative AI. Coca-Cola will always remain dedicated to creating the highest level of work at the intersection of human creativity and technology. This is what they call the highest level of work? This fucking shit? I would love to see and hear from the human artists that actively worked on this project, because all they say is we created films through a collaboration of human storytellers and the power of generative AI. What the fuck does human storytellers mean? Why do you even have to specify that the storytellers are fucking human? Which I think is the crux of my argument. One, generative AI is not made by human beings, which gives it this really weird feeling to every single AI product I have ever seen. Two, it's destroying the fucking environment, which Coca-Cola has never had a problem with. And three, we cannot trust corporations. We can't just give them our information because we want to make an AI snow globe. For me, somebody who isn't religious anymore but grew up Catholic, who still loves Christmas and loves the Christmas spirit, this is the real war on Christmas. Soulless corporations taking over the meaning of Christmas to try to push their products. And yeah, they've been doing this for fucking decades, but at least all of those times they used real human beings. This whole website idea where you could make your own snow globe could have existed in 2005 with just an actor playing Santa Claus, but no, you have to have a fucking AI generated. But what I think is really funny is that the self-proclaimed Christian conservatives that were mad about Starbucks taking Merry Christmas off their cups, these are the people that are more likely to use AI to create things. If we just look at Donald Trump's campaign, we can confirm this. Yes, generative AI has no political biases, but when a big part of your political ideology is actively trying to make rich people richer, you are the ones that are actively destroying Christmas. You want to know what else is actively destroying Christmas? The new movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Chris Evans, J.K. Simmons, and Lucy Liu, Red One. Red One is very interesting to me because it is quite literally the idea for a superhero movie, but instead of superheroes, you get Santa Claus and the Christmas Witch and Krampus and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson playing an elf, but he's not an elf, he's an ELF, which stands for some fucking bullshit that I can't remember. And the whole idea of the film is, what if Santa Claus was a jacked billionaire with ties to the United States government? And if you think I'm exaggerating, I'm not, because at one point in the film, Santa has a military escort from the United States military. What the fuck? Now, while I do have a lot of things to say about this movie, I just want to tell you guys about my personal experience while seeing it. I was not excited to see Red One, but I went to go see it anyway. But I figured about 30 minutes before I watch the movie, I'm gonna take an edible, because it's the only way I'm gonna be able to get through this film. And then I was in the car, in the passenger seat, don't worry, I don't drive while I'm high, because I'm a very good boy. And the edibles started to hit me. And when I'm high, I don't necessarily make the best decisions, nothing bad, but I tend to do things that are a little crazier. I decided to sit in the third row from the front in an almost empty movie theater because my dumb fucking brain said, oh, that way I'll be more immersed in the film. Mistake number 1, I took an edible before seeing the movie. Mistake number 2, I sat in the 3rd row. Mistake number 3, I forgot that this was a children's movie. It's rated PG-13 and they say like shit and bitch in it, but it's a children's movie. It's made for children. It's very tonally inconsistent because you have these insane action sequences mixed in with Santa Claus, and you also have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson basically going to torture Chris Evans. Like they literally actually torture Chris Evans in this movie. So it's insanely tonally inconsistent, but it is still a movie made for children. And because it's a movie made for children, guess who shows up in the theater but a fucking birthday party full of children. So not only am I high as fuck sitting in the 3rd row watching Red 1, but there is an entire elementary school class of children sitting directly behind me. So now I become paranoid that if I recline my seat while they're watching the movie, everyone's gonna be able to see everything that I do. So I recline my seat a little bit because I do not want these children and parents to stare at my fat fucking grown-up ass high out of my mind watching a children's Christmas movie. I also got called sir, which made me a little sad. I'm 24 years old. I know I have a beard. I know I'm fat. I know I look like I'm 35. But I got called sir, and I don't think I've ever been called sir before in my entire life. So right before the movie starts, I feel the edible kind of fade away a little bit, and I thought, oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to make it through this movie. I need to take another edible so that the effect lasts the entire movie. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I took 2 fucking edibles and saw Red 1. There are parts of this movie where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shrinks down to a smaller Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and starts beating people up. And this freaked me the fuck out because the CGI in this movie is awful. Some of the worst CGI I think I've seen the entire year, right next to Argyle. So after we see this billionaire Santa Claus, who has this massive workshop that basically encompasses an entire city, and his elves are actually like a security force, and the real elves that make the toys, they're like these little tiny CGI elves, and they're fucking freaky, and I hated looking at them. So Santa gets kidnapped, and a lot of the movie is trying to figure out who kidnapped Santa Claus. But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson knows that Chris Evans helped kidnap Santa Claus because Lucy Liu is the head of the Mythical Creatures organization, where they basically are in charge of all of these mythical creatures from like a different pantheon, like the Headless Horseman is there at one point. And they have a team of trolls track down who tracked down Santa Claus. Hold on, just bear with me. They figure out that Chris Evans is the one that helped track Santa down, so they kidnap Chris Evans and they bring him to the Mythical Creature Center, and in order to extract the information out of him, fucking Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson tortures him. He has this big polar bear character that's barely in the movie squeeze him so tight. But the thing is, Chris Evans doesn't know any fucking information. So very much like the US military, they tortured a guy who didn't fucking know anything. Which is another way that Santa Claus's whole world in this movie ties directly to the United States military. Anyway, eventually they find out that the person that captured Santa Claus is the Christmas witch. Like Griselda or something. I can't remember her fucking name. I think it's Griselda. But in Voldemort fashion, you can't say her name or she knows exactly where you are immediately. And the entire movie, Chris Evans forgets this rule. And he consistently says her name over and over and over again. So then they get ambushed by big buff snowmen and they kill them by taking out their noses. Then they try to get help from Santa's brother, and Santa's brother is Krampus. And if I have to say one good thing about this movie, it's Krampus. They used like practical effects for him. He looks pretty fucking cool. I don't know, guys. This movie's so fucking bad. Eventually, Chris Evans and his son get kidnapped by the Christmas witch, and they're put into these snow globes, and they escape the snow globes by having like a heart-to-heart. And Chris Evans is like, I know I'm a crazy hacker, dude, but I should really be a better father. and that is enough to shatter the snow globes and free them. So then we find out that the Christmas witch's goal is to harness Santa's powers, which she does by putting him in like a fucking edging chamber, and like there's like this green energy that's seeping off of Santa Claus, and it's fucking awful. So at the climax of the movie, Santa is laying at the back of the sleigh, and the Christmas witch is trying to deliver all of these snow globes, and The Rock and Chris Evans show up, and they're beating the shit out of her, and then Krampus shows up, and they continue beating the shit out of her, and they knock her off the bridge, and she dies. But then she comes back as a giant fucking eldritch witch monster with some of the worst CGI and lighting I've seen in a very long time. And then Santa wakes up from his edging-induced coma and unleashes the flying reindeer against the Christmas witch, and Christmas is saved. And then the end of the movie is a montage of how Santa Claus actually delivers all of the presents in one night. He's just really buff and strong and super fast, and he can make himself really small like The Rock does earlier in the film. That freaked me the fuck out. This whole movie is just bullshit. The budget for this film is an absolutely disgusting $250 million. $250 million! Wicked comes out this week. I've complained about that budget a lot, and it's $100 million less than the budget for fucking Red 1. Where did this money go? Because it obviously wasn't to the fucking visual effects team that probably busted their fucking asses to get Red 1 in the movie theaters because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson saw Oppenheimer and was like, yeah, this movie's gonna be fucking epic.
I had an opportunity to go watch Oppenheimer, but I was thinking, holy shit, this thing, Red 1 on this screen, with this technology, it's gonna be game over.
On a $250 million budget, do you want to guess how much they made back at the box office on the first weekend? $30 million against $250 million. If you want to talk about the war on Christmas, talk about this dumb slop that almost nobody enjoys. That even the children that I heard while leaving the theater didn't enjoy. It's basically just propaganda for the US government and billionaires. Like, I'm sure that wasn't the intention of the film when it was being made. They were just like, oh, how fucking silly would all of this be? How cool would that be? The entire movie fucking reeks. So between Red 1 and this Coke AI Christmas campaign, I can safely say that the war on Christmas is very, very real, just not in the way that conservatives have been trying to tell you it is for fucking years. Massive corporations are actively destroying the earth, both with AI and with multi-million-dollar budget movies that end up feeling like a waste of money. All right, enough complaining. That's gonna be it for me today. If you like this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe if you think I should be nominated to be People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for the year 2025. We got a whole year before that announcement, so let's try to get the numbers up. My cheeks are rosy as fucking hell now. I think I became Santa Claus while filming this video. This week's Funny Boy of the Week is Spencer for sending me this meme. If you want to be Funny Boy of the Week, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram and DM me a meme or a TikTok that you think is funny, and if I also think it's funny, you could be Funny Boy of the Week. You can also follow my other social media, including my Letterboxd and my Twitter, and if you want to become a bigger part of this community, you can join my Discord. The links for all of those are in the description down below. I'm Connor McDowell, and I'm gonna go watch a real Christmas movie like Hot Frosty. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.